Okay, what's your general consensus of Stranger Things? I want, like, give me, like, a sentence.
Fuck off, please. That was my sentence.
Happily surprised.
Happily? That's crazy, I think. Yeah. Happily surprised?
Yeah.
I'd just say mediocrely surprised. Happily? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dysfunctional Duo, starring Spencer.
And Sarah. Hello. Happy Friday.
It's Friday.
It's not Friday.
Not for us now. You know what's funny? I want to tell you something that's funny.
Okay, continue.
Sarah and I are not morning people.
That's so funny. Are you a comedian?
But we film these at like 10 a.m., which for us is like 6 a.m.
Can we sometimes get earlier, bro? Like today was nice.
Today's a nicer day.
I thought I was gonna wake up, like get my day organized. Fucking slept in.
Of course.
It was amazing, but like, yeah. Although, is it just me or like, does anybody else struggle to get up when you're required, like physically required? You have a job, you have, things that you have to take care of in that day, and then the day that you don't have to do shit, you wake up at 6 and your body's like, let's party. Go. And I'm like, what?
My body will refuse to wake up if I have an alarm set.
No, not the case for me, because if I set an alarm, my phone is across the bedroom.
Oh, so you have to get up.
Yeah, there's no other way I wake up.
I will wake up before the alarm goes off because the sound of it gives me so much anxiety that it will ruin my day. That my body's been trained to wake up before it actually goes off, like 5 minutes.
That sounds awful.
It is.
I don't use regular alarms anymore. Like I have a sunrise alarm.
What's that?
It just, the sun rises, the light comes from. Don't laugh at me. It's true.
Sunrise alarm.
It's a sunrise alarm. Fuck you. That's what it's called. And it literally it emits a bright light into my bedroom. Like the sun is rising. So in winter Canadian mornings when it's really dark at like 11 a.m., I can still wake up with the sun. Because when the light starts to come into your bedroom, your melatonin starts to decrease, and that's why you wake up naturally. Like your circadian clock. I'm gonna punch you in the face the way you're looking at me right now.
What have I done?
You're judging me.
What have I done? I mean, I am, but I was imagining like a spotlight.
Do you know the Hatch alarm clock?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't fuck with alarm clocks.
It's a really cool alarm. I set the color. I can even have I have a white noise machine that comes out of it at night. So I have a really nice soothing noise at night. And then I can press a button at nighttime and it does a little sunset thing. So it gets bright in my room and then it slowly dims down so that I can feel like I'm getting ready to go to bed. And then I wake up when my room is filled with light. And not in a really jarring way, but in a very soothing, nice way. And then I set it so that birds sing to wake me up.
That's very cute, I will say.
It
very
also
medieval of you.
It also is just better for my health. If you're comparing what I just told you and looking down at me when your stupid ass is I don't even set an alarm because I wake up with sheer anxiety alone.
That's what gets me out of bed.
I need to buy you a Hatch alarm clock. It'll change your life.
Hatch alarm clock? See, I was imagining a rooster. Every morning a different bird hatches.
No, I have a different model now, but the first one that I had is a little oval, it looks like a sun. And then it has it's super cute.
Does Leo like it?
I don't know, cuz anytime I usually use it, he's already awake and mostly gone.
Oh, is he a early bird? Gets the worm?
He's always been an early bird, but on the days that we work, he's out of the house by 6.
By 6?
Yeah.
Because he works out in the morning, or he just has an early start to his day?
He just starts work early.
It couldn't be me.
He chose that too.
I respect it. That's why
But he likes having his afternoons. He likes being able to leave. You know.
Oh, I guess he what, gets off work at like 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Before traffic, before anything.
And then he can go to the gym or do whatever he needs to do.
No. I respect it. Couldn't be me.
I have done it, but I actually did the early like morning routine going to the gym. Fucking hated it. But I know that I'm going to have to eventually adjust to that schedule because like I will find it hard to work out in the evenings at some point in my life. So I'm going to have to be a morning workout person. And I know I'm capable of it. I just don't like it, but for like the longest time, like I would get up at 6 a.m. and like, because I have my main job, I have a second job, and then I have like a third job that I'm chunking away at. And so that third job, I wake up every morning at 6 and I work for 2 hours to get that all set up for the day so that when I go to my main job, I'm not thinking about my other job. And then I come home and I do my third job, like, or my second job, like.
No, did it spill?
I don't know. I think we're okay. I told you not to move.
I didn't move. Did I move? I don't remember. Call it back. We need different tables, and it's fine.
It's coming, okay?
It's because my thing's falling. I don't know how to fix this. It is what it is.
Just have it be there, and then don't fucking. Oh, like it's tighten it.
Here.
No. Oh, tighten at the bottom, Spence. It's loose there. Bottom.
This
Bottom. Yeah.
This bottom. Oh, that'll help.
I think you're loosening it.
Righty tighty. Lefty loosey. Ugh. Big working man.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, find your positioning.
Find it. I'm finding it. Found.
Don't fucking move.
Nobody fucking panic.
Our mics are merely held up by like the two tiniest nesting tables.
By Scotch tape and a wish and a dream.
At least we have arms.
I love having my like
Appendages?
Yeah. My limbs to like flow with.
Samesies.
Oh, it's so much fun.
How are we holding that dong of a fucking mic for so long?
I don't know. It was awful.
It's so heavy.
We got used to it eventually.
I have tendonitis now.
I don't know. I'm
carpal tunnel. Just sheerly from it. Oh my god. Anyways, I don't know what we were talking about because it wasn't important enough for me to like pull myself out of it after what just happened, but
that's okay. Speaking of waking up and doing a job, I know 2 people that failed to do so. Can you guess who they are? I'll give you a hint.
I'm gonna say one of them has to be Paris Hilton.
They're brothers. If you know, you know.
They're brothers?
Yes.
Is this like a trick question?
No, it's a transition.
What the fuck are you? Don't wink at me. I don't know what you. I'm not part of this.
Yes, you are. 2 people who failed to do their job, who are brothers, and we're very mad at them.
No, that's not how you set this up. Okay, now I know what you're. We're not mad at them. You're mad at them.
Okay. I'm mad at them.
But that's not how you said that. I don't think that's how you said that.
I don't remember what I said.
You basically said, speaking of 2 brothers who don't have a job.
They don't anymore. And they probably will not. They will not.
No, they'll definitely.
You think people will hire them?
Did you see what they announced?
No.
Well, they're going to have a job for a few years.
What, are they doing like a spin-off?
Yeah. Multiple.
I don't even know if I'd want it. I'm going to watch it.
There's going to be like 6 spin-offs.
6?
Yeah, something. It's a whole universe.
They can't even do the first one right. Why are they making more?
Okay.
Oh, I guess maybe we diverge in opinions on this.
We do.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, this is exciting. Prepare for us to argue.
Okay. Tell them what we're talking about, you dunce.
We're a little bit late on the game at this point when this video will come out. But
like a few weeks.
A few weeks. But the Stranger Things
series finale
has ended. Yeah. The finale has ended. It's happened.
Shut up, Siri.
Did you know that show came out in 2016?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Isn't that crazy? It's been 10 years. Doesn't feel like it. But it's been 10 years since Stranger Things has hit
Hey,
Netflix.
time flies when you're dealing with trauma and discomfort.
Discomfort, trauma, the failing economy, and
The impending doom that anything could happen.
A potential nuclear explosion at some point.
Yeah.
War. I don't know. But the series has come to an end. It hit Netflix with a bang, and then, in my opinion, Netflix hit us.
Yeah, okay, so
Back.
this is the thing is I would care to wager it's not the brothers' fault, it's Netflix's fault.
Why? We're talking about Stranger Things. This is our episode to rant about everything. We're just, Stranger Things is the topic. Mm-hmm. In case you're, I'd probably put in the title. It's fine,
Why
whatever.
don't we share our opinions first, and then we can get into the details.
Where do I start? You go first, please.
Okay. I felt like I liked it. I think there was, like, definitely some plot holes, but... And for me, like, I don't know how everybody else felt about the Will reveal, but I knew it was going to happen. Like, I couldn't have seen it go any other way. He had to be the one to go head-to-head with Henry?
Vecna.
Vecna, thank you. I just hear him as Henry in my head. But,
Henry.
But, like, because he was the first one to meet him, I also knew that the big, like, monster was going to come back into play. I was kind of disappointed how they introduced him back in, like, this whole concept that it wasn't Henry's fault. Like, there were things I didn't like about it. And it did feel a little rushed, I would say. Like, I would have also cared to wager that they could have probably milked another season. And really, like, I would have loved if they would have left it on the cliffhanger of, like, the monster, like, showing up, and then they end that season.
Oh, like, stop after, like, the first 2 volumes or whatever releases?
Yeah, like, they finally figure out who this monster is, and then they're like, you'll learn the rest of these details in season fucking 6. Like, I think they could have milked it for another year, which I know a lot of people didn't want, but I feel like that would have given the writers more time to compile everything.
6 years.
Yeah, but they also, like, they had spent so much time, like, stretching out the story and like, building characters and all these kind of things that in the final season, and the part of it too is because the kids were just, they're not of the age anymore where they can pass as high school students, so they aged up so quickly because it has been 10 years that they're like, we need to finish this, like, series because they're too old now to be in high school. They can't we can't be convinced that they're in high school anymore. Which I also would have cared to wager that they should have, like, what I would have loved is if they would have, like, thought that they defeated Henry, walked the stage, and then the monster introduces himself while they're in graduation.
It, like, comes up to the friends and family at the gathering.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
Vecna,
busts open
nice to meet
through
you.
the cracks of the earth, and then is like, I'm actually the evil villain.
Oh.
But I also feel like the thing I really did like about it, which a lot of people are arguing against, is that none of it felt final. Like, they left so much up in the air in the last episode. And at first I didn't like that. At first I was like, I feel so unsatisfied by this. Like,
Yes.
But as I started to look into it, and as I started thinking about it from, like, and maybe people can argue it as, like, lazy writing, but what I do like about it, and it makes sense now that they've announced that they're going to do a whole, like, multiverse about it, which is very Netflix of them. That's a Netflix fucking thing. That's not them going, we want to stretch this story further. That's Netflix going, like, we're going to milk this, the same way they did with Squid Games. But things aren't final. Like, these kids have just graduated high school. You have the 4, like, older kids who are just, like, getting into their careers. They're getting into their life. They're fleshing things out. And for none of them to really have the answer to what they want their life to be is so fucking real.
I think that's, like, a small part of a bigger problem of the series. I do agree with you. I
also love that they don't really tell us what happened to 11.
Yes and no.
Like, I think that is, they gave us 2 options, and just like Dungeons and Dragons, they go choose your adventure.
I agree with that. I do agree that the kind of, like, did she die, did she not die, I think is fine. I personally like to believe that she did die. Rest in peace, Al.
I think she didn't.
And then there you go. So like, I don't mind that part. I don't mind that aspect. It does delve into D&D, the like make belief of it all, which is like kind of the core of the show. My gripe with it is all the inconsistencies and the fact that like nothing felt like, I felt like they shit on a piece of paper and was like, develop this into a TV show. It was awful. It was so awful. And a big portion of that is the writing. I will say, I've been listening to a lot of people talk about their opinions, and it just, like, makes me angrier because everyone else is just as angry as I am. But, like, people are talking about how Netflix now has adopted this new way of, like, writing scripts.
Yes.
Where they assume that people are scrolling on their phones.
So they have to dumb everything down for the people who are watching it because they assume that people aren't paying attention, which, like, you'd assume correct. Like, anybody who's like, this is so fucking stupid. No, it's not. Statistically, yes, we're all on our fucking phone when we're watching shows.
I disagree. I personally take that as an offense because, like, if a TV show is good, like Fallout, I've started watching Fallout. If a TV show is good,
like, but
I will watch it through and through.
Yeah, there's 100 million other people watching these shows.
Well, they can get off their fucking phone. I feel like that's an issue. If you're too busy on your phone and you can't pay attention to what's happening, that's your own problem. Go on YouTube and watch someone explain it.
But that's just not how the Hollywood industry works. They don't want less people to watch.
But then it fucks up the art of, like, script writing, screenplays,
for sure, and
cinematography,
and it's a pendulum. It's gonna swing back, and people are gonna be like, we want the complex Inception style plot twist where if you're looking at your phone for 5 minutes and you look up and all of a sudden Leonardo DiCaprio's in another location, you're gonna be like, I fucking missed something very important. Like, the pendulum is going to swing. Like, it's always right. AI was like all the fucking rage, and now it's losing its luster a little bit, and people are like, we don't want to see fake things. We want to see things made by real people. Like, there's always going to be a real human aspect to things. But yeah, like, they don't want to, like, I personally would care to wager that, like, Hollywood as a general conception of, like, content and movies, TV, how scripts are being written, everything's gonna have its own really quick, like, systematic purge in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, no one's going to develop content in the same way because it's going to be changing very, very quickly.
Which is unfortunate. And I do think it actually fucked up the last season of Stranger Things. But again, that's also still, like, a smaller part of it.
And okay, maybe I liked it because I did not have high expectations.
I mean, that's probably,
like, once
fair.
Hopper came back to life in season 3, I immediately knew what this show was going to be.
That they're pussyfooting around. They didn't want to kill off their main characters.
The minute
fearful.
it happened, I said, this is Game of Thrones. So I never had high expectations. So when they ended it with, and maybe the thing that I loved about it the most wasn't the writing, but it was that the actors could rise above the writing and still deliver quality acting.
I don't want to blame the actors for anything.
Like,
I will say,
you
Mike,
gave Henry the weirdest story, and he fucking sold it.
Oh, he acted circles around everybody.
Will, I think, like, making that scene of him coming out, which was a really weird scene, like, it was so much of them just checking a box, being like, we did this, like, okay, like, that's something I don't love about Hollywood these days, is, like, we don't want people to present themselves as woke. We don't want them to be like, look what we're doing, like, we're one of you. Just fucking do it. Like, don't announce it. Don't fucking, like, this is such a weird tangent, but I'm going to include it because it was something that I really enjoyed. I've been playing this game recently on stream called Dispatch, and it's a huge game that has taken the world by storm. And they have, like, the whole concept is kind of like The Boys. Like, okay. It's a bunch of superheroes in LA, and you're playing as, like, a guy who is, like, in that group of people. And the variety of cultures and characters in that game is fucking amazing. But they never go, like, we got our token black person, we got our token, like colored person. Like, they just are there. They're just existing.
Yeah,
like
we have
the world,
a lesbian character. Look, everybody, it's a lesbian.
Yeah, like the world
like,
quite literally is just that. So
Yeah.
like you don't need to present yourself as being that, just be that. And so the whole like Will, I feel like Will coming out could have been so much more special had it have just been him and
his mom.
Not even like, yeah, but I think him and Mike.
I don't even want to get into Byler.
Like I feel like had Will just sat down with Mike and shared his approach and been like, you awoke something in me that I didn't realize had existed, and this isn't me professing my love to you, but that, I think that would be way more, and again, I'm a cis woman, so like I can't say that this would be the experience, but I have a lot of friends who are gay and have talked about the experience of like coming out to the person that you like, not knowing if they're straight or gay, and that fear behind it, and or also just like being accepted even though you know that maybe they don't feel the same way, but still feeling like you are seen and heard. Like that is such a real thing that I've heard so many people talk. Like a lot of my friends have told me that this is something that's happened to them.
Yeah.
And so I wish that they would have given him like, and if you're really going to like, if you really want to stretch out the experience of like him coming out as gay, then fucking give him the room to do it. And that was something that I wish they would have done. Like I wish they would have given him a scene with Mike. I wish they would have given him a scene with his mom.
Yeah.
Like I wish, because that's not a conversation that you sit down and announce to everybody. Like what I would have done is I would have had a scripted scene where he talks to his mom and then he shares with her like how he felt about Mike and how he felt about the situation over the last few years. And then him being like, Vecna's in my head and he's telling me that like my friends won't love me because of this and I just don't know what to do anymore, but I trust you because you're my mom. And then his mom being like, we have to let people in. Because that's her whole thing with Hopper, is that she would let Hopper in when after everything that happened between like their own prospective lives, for her to like let another man into her life, for her to be like, you have to let these people in, they're your family, they're your friends. And then for him to like go and sit down with Mike and explain how he felt and then like at the end, like if you want to show that he has come out to everybody, then you can add that as like a final end scene somewhere at the end when they're narrating what happened to everybody in their life. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, because this whole like grandiose coming out when like there's a person that you've never even met who was in a laboratory 2 hours ago, like that felt a little fucking odd.
It was weird having like random people be there.
But even,
and you have to take into account like this is still the 80s. Like, I love that we love to, like, retcon homophobia, mass homophobia in, like, past decades. But, like, let's just be so real. Murphy would stand there being like, that's not natural. Like, it's just, there's parts of it where I'm like, Mike has been, like, hinted of being gay since season 1. So, like, I don't think it was a surprise to any of the viewers that this was happening. And I love that they wanted to, like, elaborate on his experience, but at the same time, like, I felt like they just kind of were like, he's gay now, everybody clap.
Especially when they had like really tiptoed around that for the last few seasons. That disappointed me for sure. But the point what I'm trying to
also not the time, like, Vecna's about to destroy our universe, peace and love, I don't give a fuck right now.
Yeah, like you've been feeling
time and place.
You've been feeling these feelings for 2 weeks. You've been wanting to tell us and you haven't. Like,
not to mention he came out because Vecna was blackmailing him. So like even that, like, did he come out on his own accord?
Yeah, like he fucking outed, like he outed him, and it's just like there was little things like that in the writing that I didn't enjoy, but like for the actor, is his name Noah, for him to still be able to like provide a really profound performance for like the writing, I feel like that was really good. I think I might be the minority in this, but like you should have let Nancy and fucking
Jonathan die.
No, I wish they would have ended up together.
Oh,
you fucking dangled that berry in front of our face for however many seasons, but again, I can respect the decision that she doesn't end up with anybody.
Here's my thing with Nancy. I respect that she does. I also respect that she does not end up with either Steve or Jonathan. The unproposal.
The way that happened was a little
so fucking weird.
That was a little, and they're in like the middle of death, and he's like, "Well, we're going to die, so like, don't fucking marry me." Like, there was something a little odd about that. Don't get me wrong. Like, the writing in and of itself wasn't great, but I was expecting way worse.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Like, I was not, and the way that 11 went, I was not expecting that. Like, I was expecting a different, I almost wish that she would have, like, I don't know what I would have wished at this point, but like, I'm telling you, the minute Hopper came back to life was the minute I realized that this was Game of Thrones 2.0. Like, and I had no, because I've been disappointed enough in my life to know when disappointment's coming, and so I wasn't surprised by any of it, but it was still a fun thing to watch. Like, it
wasn't fun for me. I think that's my problem, is like, it wasn't even fun.
The second half was a little messy.
Me.
The first half, I enjoyed the ride.
No, I didn't. So the whole crawl thing I thought was stupid. They ended season 4. I actually really liked season 4. I think season 4 was fun to watch.
Yeah, and then they undid all of that pretty quick in season 5.
They slapped a Band-Aid on something that was fucking huge. The entire town splitting apart into 4. And then the next season, it's just like, oh, metal. The military got it. Don't worry about it.
I'm surprised
people go back to their lives.
More people didn't die.
And so the Duffel brothers in an interview.
The Duffel brothers.
Duffer.
The Duffy.
They should be in duffel bags after this fucking season.
The Duffy
whatever.
The Duffel brothers.
The Duffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer brothers.
Duffy.
Who cares? I don't fuck their name. I honestly don't give a shit. But like, they said in multiple interviews that, like, to prepare for devastation. Like, they were like setting it up, like, prepare for a big final battle. Prepare yourself to be heartbroken. So like, they were setting it up already for the audience to be like, oh my god, big things are going to happen. And when the first 4 episodes were nothing burger of episodes, nothing. The fact that they can just walk into the Upside Down at this point and be like, LOL. The prior season, they said, don't touch any of the fucking vines. It sets off Vecna. And then in the last season, in season 5, they're fucking rolling around in the vines. Because fuck that, I guess. The entirety of the final boss between the Mind Flare, Vecna,
that was a little strange.
It was, first of all, shorter than Will's coming out scene. Mm-hmm. So that's already fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. They really sped that one up.
Not even dire. Like, it was cool to see the monster, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. Like, this is also what we've been waiting for.
Crazy take that, like, 5 people who barely run in their life take off at, like, 100 miles per hour
Literally.
And outrun the Mind Flare, and, like, they were like,
scale
Nancy,
a mountain.
We're going to scale this mountain. She'll be fine. Let's just scale this mountain. And then they all end up in the same place at the same time. That would have been a good opportunity to kill somebody.
Great opportunity. There was so many opportunities to kill somebody. And I mean that not in the sense of, like, I loved these characters. I think the writing and adding so many other characters fucked it. Because, like, Mike was such a nothing burger of a character. To be so for real, for honest, like, he did absolutely nothing. He could have not been there and nothing would have changed. And I feel that way about Joyce, who is such a
which is so unfortunate
part.
Because she was the one who ultimately takes Vecna out at the end. Like, and she shouldn't have been. I don't think Joyce deserved that.
It was funny that, like, she was like, again, spoiler words, but like chopping his head off in front of all the kids, and everyone was kind of looking around like, Joyce, that's fucked up.
But
even
again,
though, like, everything they've been through.
But again, I don't think, like, if you want to make it feel a certain type of way of, like you're setting it up of, like, we're going to stop our brother, we're going to end this generational trauma, which is what that is, then 11 should have been the one to do it. She should have been the one to kill him, but not in a way that was, like, I wish they would have killed Vecna, but in a way that wasn't aggressive. Like, they would have shown him compassion, and not the extended characters, because they did suffer. But, like, 11 should have killed Henry, but in a way that she understood that Henry was ultimately, even though he did terrible things, he was so mentally fucked up because of what happened to him. She shows him compassion at the end.
I think they should have almost gone out together, where like the whole upside down is like they have to get out in like 5 minutes, everything's going to explode,
and again, I
him.
like the open-ended like storylines of you kind of get to write your own story. It's very Dungeons and Dragons. Like I liked the way that they ended that, but also at the same time, if you're going to like have these themes and these emotions present, like you need to, if you're going to leave like concepts open, then at least emotionally find moments to close gaps. And I feel like they could have done that with Vecna. I feel like they could have done that with what's Joe Keery's character? Steve. Like I feel like it would have been really wonderful had Steve, and I didn't want Steve to die, but I feel like it would have been really special had he have died protecting the 6 kids that he cared about so much.
It would have added stakes to what happened. Like you can't just have the like an evil villain that's going to destroy the world, and you just walk into his home. There's no demogorgons. There's no bats. Nothing. He likes it cold, but for some reason we're in the desert. That doesn't make sense.
The one thing that I was impressed with, and again, maybe we do share the same opinion, because I wasn't great, but I also expected so much worse. So I actually liked it because I went in with no expectations.
I went in with a lot. I mean, I feel like I am allowed to be very disappointed because of the prior seasons. And I'm speaking now on like the shipping part of it, because I started it and was like, oh my god, Mike and Eleven are like the cutest little couple, so cute.
I never shipped them. They feel to me the way that you feel about Zelda and Link,
which is, and I think, okay, I'll get there. So when I first started watching it, I was like, this is cute. And then Finn Wolfhard on multiple occasions has basically said that his attraction to Elle is very much puppy love. And you can see that as the seasons go through.
Yeah, it's not mature.
And it's not sustainable. It was never meant to last. And the writing in the previous seasons establishes that like they're not ending up together. They're fighting for most of it. And they barely have scenes together. However, Mike and Will had tons of scenes together in ways that were like
really intimate and tender.
Extremely intimate, to the point where like you're thinking, does Mike like Will back? And I think that was supposed to be the ending. If I'm going to be honest with you, I think it was supposed to be Mike and Will ending up together, just based on previous scenes and previous seasons. And I think because of Divorcegate, do you know about Divorcegate? So one of the Duffer Brothers' wives was a big part of the writing in the series, and then they got divorced, and so she stopped writing for it. And that's why
this is giving George Lucas.
That's why you get a lot of inconsistencies. It's probably because there was plot lines that she had set up knowing where she was going with it. Because she wasn't there to complete those storylines, they had to fill in the blank, but without really like
knowing the context
or even like really caring about like where she was going with it. Because in my opinion, like Byler's should have happened. And I know like not everyone wanted that relationship, but like in season 4, at the very last end of the final like episode of that season, Elle is standing there watching Hawkins get like pulled apart, and behind her you have Joyce and Hopper standing together as a couple, you have Nancy and Jonathan standing together as a couple, and you have Will and Mike standing together. Like the cinematography in itself is showing you, it's not telling you, it's showing you this is what's going to happen, this is what's happening, these are the couples. Elle's the forefront, she is like a huge part of it, she's going to be the hero.
But she's kind of like the messiah of it all.
Very much that. And so when it comes to the last season, it just feels like everything that happened prior just didn't matter. And so you're kind of like, what is this?
Well, and I would care to wager that Elle's first love was not Will, but it was Hopper.
And I loved that. I think that would have been a bigger impact.
She got her actual father, right? Because the whole thing was that she had Papa, but he never really cared for her the way that she had wished. The whole thing about Elle is that she was an orphan, right? That's the whole thing about Vecna and the kids that end up becoming like lab rats, is that they are ultimately all orphans. And so if you're going to conclude that story in a way that feels emotionally fulfilling, having Elle sacrifice herself for the love of Hopper feels way more special. So like, yeah, I agree with you. But and so it's funny because like as we're talking about this, the more that I realize like, yeah, maybe I was actually disappointed with the season, but like when you watch Jon Snow stab Daenerys Targaryen after she's fucking set a whole city ablaze and gone absolute batshit crazy, and that's the end of the show, you don't care about anything anymore.
Yeah.
When you spent 10 seasons watching a character unfold, thinking that it's going to be the most beautiful thing ever, and then it doesn't, and then they just go shit on your face.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
they teabag you.
Matters.
And you're like, well, all right.
They did the same shit with Squid Games. They did this, like, they're doing this kind of bullshit. And so my expectations are fucking bottom of the barrel. And I think the thing that I loved about this, like, season was they still acted the shit out of really bad writing. Like, you can tell, like, an actor can't outact bad writing, but they can come pretty close.
They did a good job. I think the actors did a good job.
Especially when you think about the fact that, like, these kids, a lot of them started in Stranger Things.
Yes, absolutely. And, like, Noah's performance when he was number one. I
thought that was really cool. I think the introduction, the little kids, like, the two kids who really took the show, like Will's little sister and then the other
Holly
kid.
and dipshit Derek or whatever.
I think they did really good for coming into the last bit of the show.
How do you feel about
It became a bit
Holly?
of like Holly's story.
Yeah.
It was the Holly show, which was interesting, but if you're setting it up for a new story with Holly being the lead character, that makes sense to me too.
Is that what's going to happen?
There's going to be a handful of different ones. There's going to be like back before it happened. They're doing a new series with like Just Nancy, where she's basically just Nancy Drew. But I would care to wager they're gonna bring her love interest back, and then we're gonna get the resolution to what that is.
Like Jonathan
and Steve.
If you have to like make sequels to like tie your story together, I'm sorry, you did a really shitty job to begin with.
Well, that's where the money is, right? Like they got probably offered $2 billion to continue the series.
I hope nobody watches it. Fuck that $2 billion.
They probably will.
I will. I'll have to. I'll have to know like what happened. Also, making a stage play be like canonically a part of like a Netflix series, but like only a stage play that plays in like fucking New York is diabolical. Did you know about that?
Yeah, That's diabolical.
Stupid.
There's just like, I can see why people are disappointed, but like television's just a dumpster fire now. Like nothing really makes sense. And so for me it's just, you know how back then there would be like really specific strategic shows that you watch and then you have your like one or two guilty pleasures. It's all guilty pleasures now. And like one really strategic, smart, profound show that has everything riding on it, and then when they can't handle the pressure, that fails as well. But everything I've watched, nothing even like, there was this show that I watched again on Netflix, and it's a studio thing. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Netflix is getting the final say in a lot of it, but because they're the studio paying for that and they make so much fucking money. But there's this show that came out and it was, I think it's called like 100 Samurai or something. Like it's basically Squid Games but samurai.
Okay.
And
very creative.
We put it on and we watched probably about like 2 episodes of it and we're like, oh yeah, this is Squid Games but samurai version. It feels very anime coded. Anyways, I started watching it and I like it, but because I have no fucking expectations, because I know it's gonna go so bad. But I'll just watch it. Sure, I'll watch it. Absolutely.
You're
like,
complacent then. I would argue you are complacent.
How could you not be complacent? You think I have a fucking say in this?
I think if we all band together and fucking delete Netflix, we could have a say. Because I want good shit to come back.
That's never going to happen.
I know. Because, like, everyone loves their, like, baking show on Netflix. Or, I don't know, Netflix has, you know, something for everybody.
Spencer, Netflix owns everything now. Everything. Netflix is buying back Netflix just bought out HBO. So Friends, Game of Thrones, everything that Crave is going to be on Netflix.
Fuck!
Netflix owns it all, dude. Like it doesn't matter. You look at other streaming platforms and they're all bullshit. Like Crave was the only one that was kind of like a second runner, and like Crave had their fame during Stranger Things because they introduced heated rivalry into a series, but they bought that out too.
So they're just gonna fuck everything.
Yeah, I didn't even start watching the show because I loved the book so much.
Yeah.
That I was like, I'm not even going to taint this one. Like
Heated
I'm not
rivalry?
even.
I think you'd like it.
No, because they're going to ruin it, and I really
It's
enjoyed.
not ruined now.
Yeah, but I don't want to fall in love with the characters and then be disappointed.
Well, welcome to Stranger
Do you
Things.
know what? I feel like I said this. I feel like I manifested this into existence. I feel like I said to you like a little while ago that there was like TikTok was taking the world by storm, Instagram, like there was this big wave of short form content that's like a movie.
Yeah.
Where the actors were acting in like different stories, but it was like a 20 episode short form content that you would watch. And I said that I felt like writing was going to be moving towards that direction, and it did.
It did. And you're right. I still think that like writing can still be good.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like you're still going to like Die My Love just came out and it was such a good movie, and I feel like you have your heavy hitter directors and producers who are actually making solid content, but that's very like strictly Hollywood. And then you have your second tier, which is like the wave of content that we are seeing now, which is like Squid Games and fucking Stranger Things and all these kind of like big heavy hitters. But then you still have like people coming out with the content that like really matters. But I'd be curious to see what happens like when Martin Scorsese dies and like when Christopher Nolan dies, like who's coming into the stage to start making content, and is it going to still matter? Like, is it still going to give the same context? Because now you have Gen X coming in and writing, or sorry, Gen Z coming in and writing, and Gen Alpha will be coming in and writing soon, and they're used to 5-second gratification. So it's going to have to change.
I don't mind the genre or the medium. I don't mind that changing. I don't mind going from like 3-hour movies to like 45-minute short films.
But I'm talking about the way things are written. If you're a Gen Alpha and you've grown up in a world that is digital and you have to have a 5-second hook in your content in order to be engaged, you will expect that in every form of content that you absorb, which means that every show, every movie, 5 seconds needs to impress you or you won't watch it.
And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Again, like I understand people and their mindsets and their perspectives are changing. Good writing is good writing. If you know how to make a good hook and make it interesting and like have it follow through for however many seconds that your video is, then like so be it. Books do that all the time. Like if you're not interested in a book within the first couple pages, you're not likely to finish it. Most people won't be. So you have to be good at writing. And that's not what the Duffer Brothers are. They're not good at writing.
I like how you're changing their name like every...
I don't give a fuck what their name is. They pissed me off. They don't deserve to be like honored.
But why did you expect it? I think the thing that everyone is so upset about is, and again, I keep saying, I don't know what people were expecting. Like, I don't know why people are surprised.
But so should I just go into like everything?
Yes.
Should I watch The Boys being like, I guess they'll just fuck this up too?
Yeah, dude.
Should I watch Fall? And then what? Like, then I don't have any desire to watch it. I just won't watch it.
Oh, well, my ADHD will let me.
No, see, my ADHD will be like, no. Because if I can predict what's going to happen, I don't give a fuck. I will say I didn't predict this.
I think there's just like, what I've stopped doing is putting like Fallout's a really good example. I've been watching Fallout as well. Love Fallout, love the Fallout series. Was super committed to the games, and I like how they've included the plot of the games into the story. But I have no expectations. That's the thing. And this is like, I'm going to preach for a second because I think this is so fucking...
Hallelujah.
This is an epidemic for the people that we're growing up with now. And it's been a continuous thing, ongoing. It's just like, stop fucking expecting things to go the way you want it to go. Expectations are the devastating result of the thing that you were waiting for. Just stop having expectations. Because like life doesn't meet your expectations. It never does. It never will. And when it happens to, that's a wonderful moment. You have the stars align. But like, stop fucking expecting that you're guaranteed any experience in life, because you're not. And you don't necessarily deserve it. So like, just stop fucking expecting. Like, that has been probably the most, and like, I say it in a way of, again, like, I enjoyed Stranger Things because what the fuck was I expecting? Whole lot of nothing. And I got something. I got a little bit of something. So, and there were scenes that I think were really cool. Again, like Will going toe to toe with Vecna, I thought was quite cool. Even though I knew I had a feeling it was probably going to happen because you have to have that.
Right.
But I also think there was so much writing on the season because, like, people's conspiracy theories of what it was going to be. And they're like, this showed this in this part, and then this part lines, and, like, he has to be able to do this because Vecna in Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, guys, stop. Like, you're going to be disappointment is going to be coming.
I agree. I think the theories and people's own interpretation of the show actually did ruin it for a lot of people because they had this idea of like what the show essentially was going to be because they were piecing it together themselves.
And like, this is crazy for me to say, but I'm going to say it because I think this is where content is going for me. But like, my husband has always watched anime, and then within the last few years, I started kind of watching it more. Guys, just watch anime. Like, if you're disappointed with stories, just go watch some fucking anime, because they don't give a shit who you are. They're going to kill everybody and anybody. They're going to give you those plot twists. They're going to give you those like core shaking moments that you're looking for. That's what everybody's looking for. Everybody's just looking for those moments. Anime does that like 5 times like a season, you know what I mean? So, and I guess it depends on the anime, but all the ones that I watch, like,
I do agree.
Fuck around and find out kind of bullshit. So,
anime does have a great...
And love stories. Same thing with the love stories. Like, the love animes that I've watched are so much better than the, like, live action slow burns that I feel like they are creating now, where there's, like, no chemistry on screen. There's none of this, like... It sounds awful because it's not real people. Like, it's drawn by real people, but at the same time, it's like, I have watched the things that I watched last year that I was like, this is so fucking, like, probably 80% of it was anime.
Which, I started watching Naruto.
You're not even, dude,
I haven't even been in the thick of it.
Come back to me when you've watched, like, Demon Slayer. Come back to me when you've watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Come back to me when you've watched fucking Your Name, the movie Your Name. Fuck, Spencer. Like, watch that and then come back to me and tell me that you don't love anime. Like, it's just, the shit that they're making on that side of things now is just like Chainsaw Man, fucking phenomenal. Dan, like, the stuff that they're making is crazy. And again, maybe I'm new into it. Naruto's so goated though. Like, I was rewatching some scenes of like, how far in are you?
I did take a pretty big hiatus because of Christmas.
Like, how old is he?
It's still first season. I think I'm still in the first season. Like, I just got to the exams.
So I can't even tell you what I had seen on social media because it's going to, okay, never mind. Anyways, there's like these special scenes that you see in that show, and it's just such a long show. It's not One Piece coded, but it's up there. And like, social media does what social media does, and somebody was drawing scenes from the show that represented something that was happening IRL, and it was like a comedy thing. But the scene that he drew out is a very intense and fucking, like, when it happens and you watch it happen, you're like, oh my god, like, you're fucking freaking out. And I'm like, I can't remember the last time I had that experience, but Naruto did that for me.
Naruto is a great show. I will say, again, my gripe with anime tends to be more of like a feminist perspective, because I feel like it's either, this is not all anime, granted, but I feel like it's very
it's like 95%.
Hypersexualized for women, to the point where it's like, this is soft core corn, I guess.
It depends on the anime they're watching. Romance anime is made for women. Like Apothecary Diaries, oh, that is so women coded, and it didn't fucking win any awards at the Anime Awards in 2026, or 2025, which pissed me off, because it's such, like, if there's any girls watching who like anime and you haven't watched Apothecary Diaries, go fucking watch it. Like, it is so good. But like, that was all written for the female gaze. There's one where there's like a mafia guy, and there's a female character in there. I think you'd really like that one. I can't remember what it is. He's so fucking psychotic and like loose wire, but that shit written for the female gaze. Like, you don't see the girls show any kind of serious skin, but the men, out and about, shirtless, like it depends on but it's all very hypersexualized. Like, that's very anime, you know what I mean? But then you sit down and you watch One Piece and you're like, Nami's tits are out to play the entire episode. Like, yeah, there's a show called, is it called Food Wars?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Just go watch the first episode, and
it's like about food, but it's like not.
It's all very hypersexualized. But yes, I agree with you. I think it's getting better.
Probably because they're getting called out now. And it's like, anime is a pretty serious art form as well.
Naruto, One Piece, all these shows that were made in the 90s. The girls weren't watching anime in the 90s. It was all boys.
My one gripe with Naruto is not so much the sexualization of women.
They don't really sexualize. I mean, they do
anything with their women. So, like, Sakura is such a nothing burger of a person.
No, you can't. That's not fair.
It's not her fault she was written that way.
Just ignore her. Sakura is just soccer. Like, she just sucks the entire time.
Literally the entire time. It drives me bonkers.
Just wait. Like, there's other characters who are pretty fucking badass that are women.
I'm sure they will come at some point. She's a main character.
No, she's not.
And I can't root for her. I'm like, why are you on this team with two of the greatest fucking
just pretend she doesn't exist
of their time?
If you want to be happy with the show, just anytime she's speaking, just pretend that it's white noise. Like,
when she's on screen, you go for a bathroom break. Like, that's essentially
actually, I did that a lot. But yeah, ignore her. It's not her. She's just the token female character. There's other female characters. And again, you're in the first season. They're still like, wait until they grow up. When they get older, it's way better. The first little bit where is it Shogun? Is that the first portion of it? I can't remember. But the young Naruto is just, you have to keep in mind when they were writing this show, they were writing it for kids who were 10 years old. It's very Avatar, The Last Airbender coded. When shit hits the fan and then the kids grow up and you see what happens after the fallout of these characters, when they like land their first like bomb of like, here's what the plot is doing, here's where it's going. Like, you haven't even seen what happens to Naruto and Sasuke the first time that like things really hit the fan. So like, once that happens, let it flesh out a little bit and dude, I'm telling you, will be hooked.
Okay, I mean, I already kind of was hooked when I was watching it.
It gets so much better.
I'm so into, like, the Naruto-Sasuke romance. I don't give a fuck what anybody says they're lovers, and you can't tell me otherwise. There's no way. They're so into each other. It's like, and this is brotherhood? Like,
I think your opinion will change. I would say you don't have to watch any of the movies when they're younger, but I would watch the movies of them when they're older. Specifically the movie right after the end of the show, because that one is really special, and that like tells you what really happens to Naruto.
What happens to Naruto?
You're gonna have to watch.
I'm gonna have to fuck around and find out.
But I do really like that show, but it's something that like it grew with its audience.
Yeah.
But if you're enjoying anime, like, you need to. And you have to figure out what your thing is. Like, what's your genre? Do you like the kind of, like, Naruto is, I can't remember what the term is, but there's, like, the character where they don't have any powers, they're fucking, like, pieces of shit, no one fucking respects them, and then they go up the ranks, and they become the best character. That's what Naruto is.
Okay.
That's what fucking Demon Slayer is. That's what My Hero Academia is. That's what that kind of... Jujutsu Kaisen is very much the same. This is what my husband watches. He watches those ones. One Piece. Like, it's that... I can't remember what it's called, but Leo would know. Attack on Titan. He's rewatching Attack on Titan. And I forgot how fucking insane that one is. If you want to watch quality... Actually, that's not true, because a lot of people watched the end and they were fucking pissed. But that's that tier. My favorite tier of anime is the romance-coded anime. So, like, Apothecary Diaries, Withered Flower. Holy shit. Netflix came out with Withered Flower.
Oh, yeah?
It just came out, like, 5 months ago. Such a good show. Like, that is my coded anime. And that is where
everything.
That
That's
is
my
where
problem.
I thrive, is in that little corner.
Is it just like the romance?
There's one that I think you would really like, and it's called... I don't remember what it's called.
Perfect. I can't wait to watch it.
I'll send you a list, but I actually think, like, based off of the stuff that you watched when we were kids, I think there's a category that you haven't touched yet that you'll really enjoy.
What is that category? Could you explain the category?
It's just like girl romance. Like, it's just like you want, and it's not like romance for romance sake. It's like that the anime of like Naruto is action heavy. It's all very action. It's all very like men shooting things and powers, and then you have the music, and then he realizes that he has the power, and then you think this person dies, but all of a sudden, oh my god, the smoke dissipates, and the bad guy's being held by the good guy, and he unlocked a new power. It's like unlocking ranking. The stuff that I'm talking about is it's all character driven. Okay. It's all Apothecary Diaries is character development. Withered Flower, character development. Like, there's so many different... I can't even think of any of these, and they're all... I kind of like Solo Leveling. That one's in the same category. Solo Leveling that's written for the girls. Jujutsu Kaisen, written for the girls. That shit is... Go watch, if you haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen and you're a girl, like, just go watch the first few seasons and tell me that the writers and the illustrators weren't drawing that shit for the girls. Like, it's so fucking... It's angsty, but it's like a guy grabs another guy by like his ponytail and like brings him up to him. It's so fucking like lustful. Or like one of the characters like grabs another guy's arm and like puts it between his legs. Like, there's like shit that's not written for the boys in that.
Okay.
Like, it's very written for the girls. But it's
for the girls.
Oh yeah. Anyways, I love Jujutsu Kaisen, but
my problem with like just and media in general is like I like a little bit of everything. Like, I like a romance, but it can't just be romance. I also need an adventure or a mystery, but it can't just be the adventure and mystery. I also need characters and like drama and development and like a little bit of like a slice of life to kind of like mixed in there.
Well, and I think, and to take it back to the original concept of Stranger Things, I think the reason Stranger Things had so much pressure riding on it was because it was one of the first times in a while where we had come across a show where there was a fresh new idea.
Yes.
It wasn't being remade off of something. It wasn't a spin-off of this old concept. Like, no one had ever really seen Stranger Things before, or the idea of what they were trying to present. It was all completely new. And so everybody was like, I love this because how do you even think of this kind of concept of the Upside Down and Vecna and the demi like gorgons and like all these, and like being kids and it being in the 80s and the like throwback synth and the vibe and all this kind of stuff where it feels meta, but at the same time it feels completely new. That's what people want, but we rarely get that now.
It's the like mystery, like you're uncovering it along with the characters, and like you don't have those expectations yet of like what is happening, what could happen. So
and Stranger Things wasn't based off of a story. It was just a concept developed by two brothers who wanted to write content, like, or make content. Like, it wasn't something that they were like, this is a book and we must replicate this book. Because that's also what I think a lot of people are fighting against these days, is like a lot of the stuff that is being written, they're like, oh, let's get this into cinema. And I would care to wager, like, no, like, stop doing that.
No,
stop
we need to seriously
leave it on the book. Like, I don't want to see any of the actor content when they announce it, because they're going to announce it. I'm not going to watch those movies because I'm going to be pissed. But like, The Housemaid just came out. I didn't watch that because I liked the book. So I'm like, I'm not going to fucking watch it because I'm not going to like it. A lot of people don't like the movie, so makes sense.
That's how I feel about like the Disney doing like live action of Cinderella.
The whole thing with Disney is like, Disney will try it and they're like, well, that didn't work, and then they'll do it again and then it blows up because it's like one thing that worked and they're like, great, let's do live action everything, and then it doesn't do well again and they're like, okay, we're not going to do that again, and they're like, let's try it again, and then it blows up again and you're like, okay, let's keep doing this. Like, Lion King and Lilo and Stitch brought live action back from its like verge of death, but then you brought up Mulan and you brought out Cinderella and you brought out Beauty and the Beast, and people were like, what the fuck is this? Like,
because they're retconning the original. Like with Mulan, people loved our bisexual king. People loved the dragon. And then they removed those aspects. And it's like, I get you wanted to focus on Mulan, but like nobody cares. Like, just make a different hero, to make
Yeah.
a different princess, make a different story that like maybe aspects of Mulan that you liked and you want to like hyper focus on, but like leave Mulan alone. She doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I feel like How to Train Your Dragon did a pretty good job with their live action, but it was because they did it fucking shot for fucking shot. Like they knew what they wanted to do with this, and they didn't fuck around and find out. And a lot of people were like, "It's shot for shot." Like if you watch the cartoon and you watch live action, it's the same thing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Because if they did anything else, then people would be pissed. Like that's the
no, just give me the story that I want live action. Like I was cool with that because I don't want them to change anything about this. I liked the story.
No, but that's exactly it. Like if you want to continue the story, it's the same thing with like the live action Airbenders. The new series that came out, I didn't mind it. But again, I understand that like you're taking the cartoon and turning it into like
There's a new series?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it.
Well, you take a cartoon, you put it into live people, and
I love that show too much.
it.
And you will never be able to give me anybody else that's Zuko. You won't be able to do it.
No, Zuko is Zuko.
I don't care. And you can't bring the actual live action character of Zuko because he's not Rufio anymore. You know what I mean? He's not giving Rufio energy. So like, they're cartoons. That's it. Like they're not anything else but that. But it's like can we just live and let live? Can we just like let things lie? But like no, we can't. And I that's the thing that kind of disappoints me sometimes with like content is I think that's why I really love video games these days. And it's just because like video games are usually fresh ideas, but also like, again, I just talked about this, but Dispatch brought a lot of voice actors who are actual actors.
Okay.
Like, they didn't just bring, like, you have your voice actors who are, like, video game actors, right? They're always, like, Laura Bailey is a really good example of that because she's in Dispatch, she plays a character in Dispatch, but she's also Abby in The Last of Us. Ashley Johnson is also, like, a phenomenal example because she played, the main girl from Last of Us, can't think of her name right now. Elle. She's Elle in the video games, but she also is like in some of the live action stuff. Like you have these kind of video game actors who are like known for the voice. Again, Zuko, Coded, where like you hear his voice and you're like, I know exactly who that is. Ashley Johnson, Laura Bailey are like that. You hear their voice. But I started playing Dispatch and the main character, I was like, I love this guy's voice. Like, who the fuck is this guy? And it was Aaron Taylor. I was like, what are you, Aaron Taylor? Feels like that's not his name.
Aaron Taylor? I've never heard of Aaron Taylor in my life.
You have, dude.
Is it Taylor Lautner?
No, sorry. I think I got it mixed up. Hold on.
Show me a picture
Aaron
of his
Paul.
face.
I'm thinking Aaron Taylor Johnson, but it's Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul?
Yeah, the guy from Breaking Bad.
Which guy?
Jesse.
Oh, him. Okay.
So, like, when I realized that it was Aaron Paul, I was like, fuck, like, this makes so much sense why I love his voice. Jonathan Wright, who, like, plays a character in Dispatch, he also plays Isaac in the video game The Last of Us, and then he gets to play Isaac in the live action. And when you realize who Jonathan Wright is, you're like, holy shit, dude, I love your work. Like, he's in Hunger Games, he's in Westworld, he's such a huge actor, but he just dipped into voice acting. And I was like, fuck, we need to start doing this.
I agree.
Start bringing actors into video games because I think that it is such a... It is such a cool opportunity. I'm surprised that it hasn't spilled more.
Honestly, it just is what it is, and we are who we are.
We hit an hour. Do you think that was just the universe telling us to
shut the fuck up? End the fucking episode. Probably.
Okay, what's your general consensus of Stranger Things? I want, like, give me, like, a sentence.
Fuck off, please. That was my sentence.
Happily surprised.
Happily? That's crazy, I think. Yeah. Happily surprised?
Yeah.
I'd just say mediocrely surprised. Happily?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, those are your feelings. I disagree with them, but those are your feelings, period, queen.
Yeah, expectations were low though, so
man, that was probably my problem. I had too big of expectations. I thought they were smarter than they actually were. Sorry.
No, you thought that they were less greedy than they actually were.
Maybe. I don't know what it was.
You thought that they weren't going to try to spin this bullshit off. Yeah, they are.
Which, like, when you say it like that, I can understand why they went the route that they did go.
Also, just like another additional, why you bring Sarah Connors into the last fucking season of the show and don't utilize her at all?
Where did she go? What happened to her?
I don't know. I guess she just forfeited. The minute Elle died, she's like, all right.
She's like, oh, the Upside Down's not a thing anymore? Yikes. See you later.
Yeah. And then she didn't put anybody under arrest. She didn't fucking, she didn't stand on business at all.
Military people, but it's all G.
But again, like, you pull her out, like, you bring her into a completely new season, a new character. You bring fucking Sarah fucking Connors, and then you don't use her for shit?
She's just there. She's just a face. It's like a flex that she's there, but, like, that's all it is.
Yeah, but I don't know. And I love that actress. I love how she portrays Sarah Connors. I think they wasted an opportunity.
They did. They wasted a lot of opportunities.
I'll say happily surprised because Henry, the guy who plays Henry, he saved it for me. Any scene that he's in, he saved it.
Okay, my last sentence is
I love that actor.
Should have stopped at season 4. That's it.
I think you should have stopped at season 3.
I like season 4 though. I think season 3 is a nothing burger of a season 2 because they end up the same the way they started. More happens in season 4. Season 3
That's why I'm like, and just
is fun.
You should have left it at season 3. They ended up where they start. Like, done.
No. Season 3 could be eliminated and nothing
Season
in the
4
story
was
would change.
good in theory, but it didn't do anything for the story.
Exactly. Season 3 did nothing for the story.
Like, cool, you invite Chrissy and Eddie, and then they die. That was the whole thing that I didn't, and this is, again, another really good example of how I knew that this was going to be a nothing burger of a show from the fucking get-go. You introduce the brother of Max, you introduce Eddie, you introduce Chrissy, and you kill them all, but you haven't taken out, but you bring back Hopper? No one's dying.
No one's dying.
I knew no one was going to die.
Except for maybe Elle, potentially. I don't know. Allegedly, in my opinion,
I had argued that she wasn't going to die, that they wouldn't kill her off, and then was watching the show and was texting a friend, and like, because we were watching the show at the same time, and she was like, see, I told you Elle died, and I was like, okay, and then they said, maybe she lived, and I said, go fuck yourself. Yeah. I knew they were going to do that. They weren't just going to kill Elle. They wouldn't have done it. She was the female archetype of the show. You're not going to kill her. They would have been afraid. People would have been too pissed.
Which, like, again, watch anime then, because I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
It's not a social statement.
No.
And that's what content's turning into.
You know what? That's a very good point. It's a social statement.
Yeah.
They're too afraid of you, actually, to, like, do anything that would have major implications.
Yeah, they don't want to lose viewers, so they literally give you different results.
And they can't kill off the characters, because then if you kill them off, they can't have a spin-off.
Yeah.
Nancy Drew, literally.
It's going to be Nancy. It's got to be like a Nancy Drew style. She was Nancy Drew in the show. It was so much of who she was as a character.
Literally.
So I'm like, sure, whatever. I don't know. I wasn't expecting much, so I really wasn't that disappointed. It was just like, I was just along for the ride.
You were here for a good time, no long time.
Yeah, I just knew it wasn't going to end the way. But I didn't feed into any of the social media. Like, I barely watched any of that content. So I wasn't listening to a ton of theories. I didn't even know the Duffy brothers were like, prepare for devastation. Like, I didn't know any of that. So my expectations were so bottom of the fucking barrel that I was actually impressed. I liked being in the dream world of Henry's mind. Like, I thought that was really cool. It was a cool world that they introduced us into. I had a feeling that they were going to introduce another universe. Like, it was just like, because I was like, this show's going to be bad because I feel like it's going to be. So, like, let's just fathom up how bad it could get. And so many of my thoughts came true. And people were like, I'm so fucking pissed. And I was like, I was right.
So you went in like the worst of the worst. And when it like wasn't that bad as you had like initially, and like you thought it was
I thought the Mind Flayer was super cool to look at. I think that was a cool little monster.
So you're like, hey, there's some positives. I didn't mind this season.
Yeah.
That's kind of your mindset. So it's all perspective then. Really it is. Because I went in thinking they were going to like do me good.
Also, okay, this was just like just another side plot. I just want to talk about this really quick. How does the dad die and then come back at the last episode?
How is he like fine? How is he not? First of all, how did he live?
I thought he died.
I thought nobody fucking, he literally was like yossed across his house.
Then never to be
Nobody
seen
talked about him.
heard from again. No one talks about Papa. They're all talking about Mom. And then fucking, he shows up at graduation is like, no bruises, no scars, no nothing.
Just there.
Where the fuck have you been, dude?
It's like, it's not, at this point, it's funny. It's like part of the
mom,
bit.
like, you should have killed the mom.
I don't know how
You should have orphaned those children.
The way that the Demogorgons can rip apart a trained military soldiers, but against a wine mom, is like...
Yeah. It was just stuff like that I was like, oh yeah.
How did she live that? I don't know. It's
because
whatever.
They couldn't kill anybody. They wouldn't kill anybody. I would have loved if they would have killed Max. Like, if Max would have gotten Holly back but never returned. Like, she had to sacrifice herself.
It would have been cool if she was,
Holly.
like, permanently disabled, honestly. I mean, she should have been blind. Wasn't she bleeding out of her eyes?
Yeah, that was another one people were talking about. They're like, she was left in shambles, and then she came back, and she was completely fine.
Like, there's just no way. She should have been... It would have been cool if she was, like... I don't know. Something happened to her.
What would have been even cooler is had they have done all of this. Because there was a lot of, like, after I watched the show, then I started, like, looking at people's theories and statements. But they were like, they changed the color of certain things. And, like, they talk about getting milkshakes at a place that's a hardware store and all this kind of... And I was like, you should have just been like, guess what? Everything you thought that you did was in Henry's mind. Like, you haven't actually done anything. You're just in the Matrix now.
See, that would have been at least a better introduction to, like, a spin-off to be like, actually, you've all been fucking trapped in the mind flayer.
Yeah, you think that you won.
Yeah.
But he actually won.
Like, at least it would have been like, oh, okay, so there is more to come. And, like, the fact that it doesn't make sense and it's, like, what are they called? Not unrelatable narrative. Unreliable narrator. Like, that's what the story comes from, like, an unreliable narrator. You're not actually in reality. Mm-hmm. At least it would have made it would have made the things that don't make sense make more sense.
Well, that it would be giving the end of Inception.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, again, like, the end of Inception is, like, the same as, like, the end of, like, is Elle dead? Is she not dead to me? Which, again, I don't mind. I don't mind those open-ended endings. I have no problem with that. Just everything that came before it. That it's kind of like another thing. And then, did you see that they were, like, answering people's questions on Twitter? No. People were, like, so mad that they were asking directly to the Duffer Brothers, like, why were there no Demogorgons in the Mind Flayer? Like, I don't understand. And he was like, because Vecna was taken off guard. He didn't expect them to be there. That's literally what they said. People were like, bye. We shouldn't have even asked. Like, it's just, it ruins it even more. Because they're just, like, everything that they answered was basically, like, I don't know. Yeah. Or just like, oh, it happened, but, like, off screen. And people were like, what? You're the writers of this. Like, what do you mean you don't know?
Yeah.
Even if, like, there was things that, like, happened that was, like, meant to be, like, shown but not told. So some people kind of missed it. They had no answers. And then they came back and was like, sorry, I had a flu and we were answering those. LOL. It was so stupid.
Oh my God. No, I don't follow any of that. But yeah, I was actually pretty surprised by it because I was not expecting anything to be, like, coming out of that was, like, quality. And some of it was.
Anyways, leave a comment below what you think. I'm sure probably most people would agree. Probably with me. And that was disappointing. I think you're the minority in the sense that you went in with no expectations. I think a lot of people had expectations.
Yeah, a lot of people had a lot riding on it. But I've also talked to people who really enjoyed the show.
Like, as a whole?
Yeah.
Or, like, the last season?
No, they were like, wow, that ending. I really liked that ending. Like, there are people who exist in the world that feel that way.
Probably because they're just like, it's my life moves on.
It's really not that deep.
It's not that deep, you know? Like, you could just turn the TV off if it really pisses you off.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like to, like, dwell in my anger. I just
you're
think
a
it's
Leo?
fun. Yeah.
Get over it.
Get over it. It really isn't that deep.
Meanwhile, I'm a Libra. I'm just in the air, man. I'm just floating to the next thing. I'm so not married to anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, this is just a great time.
I just need to watch everything burn. That's just who I am.
Yeah, it's fine. Hey. Live and let live.
If you'd like us to float away and burn again, please follow us here at The Dysfunctional Duo or _ The Dysfunctional Duo on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and What's the last one? Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. That's the other one. We come out with new videos every Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves. Turn the TV off.
Yeah. Go watch anime.
Go watch anime. Go watch Naruto. And then we'll talk about it. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.